to all of you. I am Professor Bhumi Patel from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today we learn about the topic that is merge sort. In previous lecture we are discussing the two methods, quick sort, and in array chapter we discussed the bubble sort method. These two are nothing but the array sorting method. This is the another method for array sorting, and that is the name is merge sort. In this merge sort function, here we are creating one function that is merge sort with three arguments a, l and h. A is nothing but the array name, l that is nothing but the lower limit, and h is nothing but the higher limit. So for example, this is array. So in array, the name of array is A. How many elements are there? Total 13. So number of elements in array that is given in example, that is 13. Always the array index start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So if you remember, array index always start with 0. So the lower limit is always 0, and the h indicates higher limit. The higher limit is nothing but this 12, and that is nothing but the n minus 1, because n is 13. So the higher limit is h, that is 12. So h is nothing but the n minus 1. Clear? So this function is called with three arguments, a, l that is lower limit, h that is higher limit. So start with this example, lower limit, higher limit. Now whenever we are executing merge sort, then you have to find m. You have to find m. M stands for middle element. So middle element find using formula l plus h divided by 2. L plus h divided by 2. So for this array, you have to find m. So L is 0 and h is 12. So 0 plus 12 divided by 2. So the answer is 6. So in a 6th position, our m is there. This is the steps for performing merge sort. These steps we have to perform until all the elements become separate. Now, if suppose the h is on a position, suppose 13, then what happens? 0 plus 13 divided by 2, and the answer is 6.5. In this case, we have to only consider the integer value. We have to only consider integer value for a n. Now, next step is divide this whole array in a two parts. First part is from L to M, and second part is M plus 1 to H. So this part is divided to, this array is divided in a two parts. First part is 66, 33, 40, 22, 55, 88 and 11 up to L to M. The second part is 80 to 30. So 80, 20, 50, 44, 77 and 30. This is divided in a two part according to the formula. Now apply the same formula for these two parts. So this is nothing but L, this is H, L, H. Now find the M. The formula for finding M is nothing but L plus H divided by 2. So index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here L is 0, H is 6. 0 plus 6 divided by 2. So M is on a position 3. Here 7 plus 12. 19. 7 plus 12. 19 divided by 2. So M is on a 9 position. Now divide again this array in a two part. First part is L to M. 66, 33, 40, 22. The second part is 55, 88 and 11. Same process is here. L to M. The first part is 80, 20, 50. and the second part is 44, 77 and 30. The same process is repeated for this 4 part. Here L, H, L, H and H. We have to find M. For that we write down first index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now for this part 0 plus 3 divided by 2. So the integer value is 1.5. So integer value is 1. So M is on position 1. Here 4 plus 6 divided by 2, 10 by 2. So on a 5th position M. 7 plus 9. So M is here. 10 plus 12. M is here. Clear? Now again divide this array in a 2 part. First part is L to M. So 66, 33. Second part 40, 22. Here 55, 88 and the separate element that is H. Here L to M. So 80, 20. Second element is 50. 44 and 77. And last element is separated, that is 30. Again this apply on this 2-digit number, 2 elements. So here again we have to separate array likewise that according to the same logic. Here is L, H, L, H, L, H. This is already separated. L, H, separated. L, H. Now index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Now find the M. So 0 plus 1 divided by 2. So 0.5. So integer value is 0. So on a same position of L, we are finding M. Same case is here, L and M. L and M. Now, separate these 2 parts. So the first part is 66, second part is 33. Here again separate 40 and 22. Again separate 55, 88. This is already separated. 80, 20. This is already separated. 50, 44, 77 and 30. Now all the elements of array is separated. So we are dividing this array how many times? Here first we are dividing array in a 2 parts. These 2 parts is again divided. So here is again divided in a 4 parts. Then again it is divided. And in this position again we are divided. So 4 times we are dividing our array. So now we have to perform the merge sort. That means we have to combine the separate elements. That is nothing but merge. So to merge the elements, you have to remember what? Which elements that are separated that we have to merge. Here 66 and 33 is separated. So we have to merge these 2. Same 40 and 22 is separated. So we can merge them. Again these 2 are merged because it is separated. This is individual, same. Here same, it will be divided so it can combine. Likewise that we are combining these elements now, and this is nothing but the merge. This is nothing but the merge. So how many times you have to perform merge now? 4 times, because here we are dividing 4 times. So according to this division, now we are merge the elements. Now after completing this step, we are dividing this and then combine again. So likewise that whenever we are combining these 2 elements, we have to write down in a sorting order. So first is 33 and then 66. Now these 2. So first element is in a sorting order 22 and then 40. In these 2, first 55, 88. This is already separated. Now in these 2, first is 20, 80. 50. In these two, first is 44, then 77, and last is 30. The first merge step is completed. Now go on a above divide. So in this divide step, now we are dividing these 4 elements. So these 4 elements are combined. Then these 3, so these 3 are combined. Again these 3, so these 3 are combined. Likewise that, now combine these 2. Combine these 2 because it is separated, it is divided. Likewise that this is combined. So here total how many elements we are finding? 4. Here 3. Here again 3. Here again 3 elements. And this is nothing but the again merge. Now whenever we are merge the elements, we have to write in a sorting order. So from these 4 elements, the first element is always 22, then 33, then 40, 66. From these 3, first is 11, 55, 88. From these 3, 20, 50, 80. From these 3, 30, 44, 77. Clear? Now goes on a above divide step. Here this 4 and 3 will be divided. So total elements is 7. So these 4 and 3 are now combined. Likewise that these 3 and 3, total 6 elements are divided. So these 3 and these 3 are combined now. So total 7 elements we are writing here. And here total 6. This is again which steps we are performing? Merge. Now write down these 4 and 3 in one part. So first element is always 11, 22, 33, 40, 55, then 66, 88. Here from these 2 parts, first is 20, 30, 44, 50, 77, 80. Clear? Now the last merge step is this. So here the whole array, total 13 elements are divided in a 7 and 6 part. So these 7 and 6 are combined and final answer becomes our sorted array. So total 13 elements now we are finding as an sorted array. And this is our merge step. Clear? So write down the final answer 11 and 20. So first is 11, then 20, then 22, 30, 33, 40, 44, 50, 55, 66, 77, 80 and 88. Total 13 elements we are finding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is our final answer, that is our sorted array. So the given data is now sorted according to the method of merge sort. So in a merge sort you have to only just remember the formula to find the middle element, and that is L plus H divided by 2. This formula is only applied until all the elements are becomes separated. When it is become separated, now we have to combine that according to the division. That means which elements that are divided, that must be combined using merge sort method. And we are getting final answer as a sorting. Here 4 times we are performing divide. So 4 times we have to perform merge sort. Now the next theory is pre-processing and macro. Now what is the meaning of pre-processing? So pre-processing is nothing but the process that are done before compilation. Now what is compilation? Whenever we are executing any C program, Then we are performing alter F9, that is compilation. That checks the error is there in our program or not. So this compilation, before this compilation process, some process is done, that is pre-processing. The word is pre, that is before. Before compilation, the process which are performing, that is known as pre-processing. So for the pre-processing, always the line start with hash sign. This indicates what? This is the pre-processing directives. That means this line is executed before compilation. So whenever we are writing any line with hash sign, then it is known as pre-processing. And this pre-processing is done by preprocessor. It is done by preprocessor. Now there are three different preprocessor directives. First is file inclusion directives. Second is macro substitution directives. And last third is compiler control directives. Now, preprocessor indicates each and every line start with hash sign. So in a file inclusion directives method, the example is hash, always start with symbol hash, include stdio.h. The first line of our program is this. This is nothing but the file inclusion directives that perform as a preprocessor, because here we are writing hash sign. The meaning is what? That this header file is included in our program. stdio full form is standard input output header file. So the program, in program we are using the function like printf, scanf. Then you must include this header file, because these functions are available in this header file. Suppose you use getch, clear screen, something. Then you need another header file, that is conio.h. So this is nothing but the file inclusion directives. The second example is macro substitution directives. The example is, again it is start with hash sign, and always the macro is indicated with hash define. Hash define, suppose I am writing pi 3.14. The meaning is what? The variable, whenever we are writing pi in our program, the value is automatically placed, that is 3.14. For example, here we are writing one program for finding area of circle. Then how we are writing? In a void main, we are writing float, insert radius for finding circle area. And the equation is pi r square. So we are inputting radius, that is r, and the answer is area. Clear screen. Then printf, enter r, scanf, %f, end of r. Now the formula area equals pi into r, and then printf area equals %f and value of area, get ch. Now whenever we are writing here pi, so the value of pi is not known in our program, so we have to define them using macro substitution directives. For that, before void main we are writing what? Has define pi 3.14. The meaning of macro is what? Whenever in our program the variable pi is there, it's put the value of pi, that is 3.14 here before compilation, and that is nothing but the pre-processing. So according to the pi, The value is placed here 3.14 into R and find the area of circle. Clear? The second, macro is nothing but the single line function. Macro is nothing but a single line function. How it is single line function? So whenever you are using function, for example, instead of this equation, now we have to put function. So in a void main, what we are writing? We are writing function name. Suppose function name is circle area, and inside circle area we are pass R. This is what function called. So this function is called and it goes on a function definition. But when we are using macro instead of function, then how it is executed? So here we are writing what? Has defined first pi 3.14 and then has defined the name of function, that is circle area. Circle area R. So whenever this name is getting in our program, the value is put it, and the value of circle area is nothing but pi, that is 3.14 into R. Clear? So this line is nothing but a single line function, and that is our macro. So whenever we are executing this program, it finds the circle area, that means this. So value of this name is replaced here. So 3.14 into R is there, and find the answer, that is our T. Clear? So this is two example. First has defined pi, simple variable, and second is macro as a function. Macro as a single line function. Now the last is compiler control derivatives. The example is has if. Second example has else. If you remember, in any program we are using only if else. So if else executed at runtime, but whenever we are writing before if has sign, then it is run, then it is executed at compile time. So the name is compiler control derivatives. So this is the preprocessor and macro topics. Here our chapter is completed. If you have any query regarding this topic, then feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for listening this video.